Hello, hello! Welcome to episode 4 of Ghost of Caerus. Uh, I have a feeling that tonight is gonna go a bit weird, as you know, our crew is diving into a bit of some ancient ruins that exist on this planet here, and I'm sure that everything's gonna be fine here. But before we get started, let's just do the quick, usual housekeeping that we usually do. Uh, First and foremost, let's just mention our affiliation and the people that help us do more cool shit. First and foremost, we are dice affiliated with the wonderful folks at Die Hard Dice. You can do exclamation mark dice in the chat. What's going to give you is two things, since there's a bit of a change in regards to program there. First is going to be our affiliate link. It's going to not only tell them that we sent you there, but everything that you purchased using our affiliate link, we're going to get a bit 10% kickback, which help me pay my cast, because I want to be able to do more games, more things like that, and actually pay my cast for their time. And unfortunately, I don't have like a job that allows me to just give them thousands of dollars. If I could, I would. Actually, if I could, I would just fly them here and we actually do that shit live. But yeah, every bit count. So every purchase you do through Die Hard, we get a big kickback, and you can also use our 10 discount code GRC10, which stay the same, to get 10% off your entire order. So yeah, get cool dice accessories and all that, and get a bit of a discount, and it helps us. So. Next, we also affiliated with the wonderful folks at Endpoint Press, where they make like cool things like reference card, books and accessories, things like Humblewood, the Griffin Saddlebag, Deck of Many, which people who are familiar with that know how much fun it is in a D&D game. You can do exclamation mark HPP, thank you Panda, to get our affiliate link. Every purchase that you make there, we get a kickback from that, and it helps support the stream. And last but not least, we're also affiliated with awesome folks at 1985 Games, maker of Dungeon Craft and the 2D Terrain book series, and pretty much Terrain building, which is for honestly, light GM on the go. It's budget, it's super user friendly. The deck of story, which is allow you to just pretty much pull 3 cards and provide an entire session out of it. And to have some cool dungeon notebooks for like player and GM, and the counterspell minis, which are very cool as well. You can use our affiliate link, which is right there in chat, and also the discount code GRC10 at checkout to get 10% off your order, and we get a kickback from that as well. And they'll support if you don't want to purchase but still want to support. We also have Ko-fi. I think it's just exclamation mark Ko-fi. I should know my command. Yeah, there we go. You can go there, direct support, and it helps, me use that money to pay people. Or we also have merch. Yay, merch. It's just a bit harder for me to get revenue from the Redbubble store, but hey, we have some if you want some. So yeah, there's many ways that you can help us, and everything counts and everything's appreciated. So with the capitalism done, let's do the quick content. I can speak English. Content warning. Got exclamation mark CW in the chat. So, Ghost of Caerus is intended for a mature audience. It's set in the dark sci-fi world of the Expanse, which include things like profanity, intense scenes, and all sort of other weird shit that we may experience here. We have safety tool put in place for safety of our cast, and because I cannot take care of your safety at home, you are responsible for that. If something becomes a bit too much, feel free to step away. You're more than welcome to come back, because we'd like to see you again. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So I think we are more or less ready to dive back into the session proper. So, where our little adventure led us last time, after fighting what can only be described as a giant tiger creature, uh, and Captain almost dying from it. Yeah. Danger is real. Don't fuck around. Uh, the crew is taking a bit of a rest in the ruins of this place. Curiosity got the better of them. Discovered that there's pattern in the wall, and it's a giant puzzle. It could be very, very interesting for our little engineer. As they recover, morning further in, going to try to see what Ash original crew they sent here was looking for. They end up at a wall with a puzzle. With their brains together, they manage to solve it, only to discover this wall of goo? Question mark? A strange, oily black liquid with strange properties. Seems to be alright. Until, well, the best way to test if things are going to be safe is to put somebody in, right? So Ash went first to see what this may be about. So, Ash, using the very rudimentary safety system of a rope. Safety first, right? OSHA approve. You are the first one to step into this mass of darkness. As you step in, you feel this rather unique sensation. It's like you're going through water, but not really. No, it's too thin to be water, but still you have that feeling where you're floating. All around you is void. You no longer hear any sound of your comrade behind you. You no longer see them either. And you're not sure if you're moving or falling. No, you're definitely falling. You can see within your vision behind you, looking around, you can definitely see the rope and some minor movement, which indicate it's most likely pulling you. But you don't see anything in front of you or anywhere around you. Where exactly you're going, you're not sure. And you keep falling. But you don't feel any rush of air or anything. If anything, it is the most gentle fall you ever had. Almost weightless. What do you wish to do in this moment?
So I can't see anything.
No. You see around you some... The only thing that you see around you is as you're going through whatever this is. You remember when you first put something in it? It was like that little slight purplish glitter with light. You do see some at some extremities of your body here and there, but you don't really see where you're going or what's behind or in front of you. You just have that sensation that you're moving.
I reach back and grab the rope a little bit,
Alright.
just to see if it's taut.
Well, that depends on what the rest of the crew's doing, really.
I knew that was coming next.
it could be very, very loose, but you know, if you try to move it around where you are, it seems to be at least moving it as much as it can. It's not like you're essentially dangling from a rope.
Yeah, I guess I'm going as far as this rope will let me.
All right. So did we? I don't think we have an exact measurement of how long that rope was.
We didn't, but you had said last week, right as we were closing, the rope started moving real fast, right?
Hmm.
I would be yelling for everyone to grab the rope.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have grabbed the rope immediately.
Yeah, because if it looked like all of a sudden he was getting sucked through something real fast, that's big red flags and alarms going off. We're stopping the rope just to make sure he's not getting like sucked into something.
Okay. So for this could be very fun in this case. So
GM says stuff like that. You're just
Look,
really.
I don't make up
For
the laws
who?
of physics. No, if somebody's moving attached to a rope at a very fast speed and that rope just stops going forward, something's gonna happen. Well, I don't make the law of motions.
Yo.
So you are on the other end, D, with Rowan, Kira, and Milan, and you have that rope that is almost gone now. What are you doing?
Somebody would have had a hold of it before he jumped in, and I
Yeah.
would have we all three, or all four of us would have gone to probably grab it the minute we started to realize it was going real fast. We'd all have a hold of it because he's a big dude, and if he's fallen somewhere, catching him's not going to be real easy unless all four of us really have a hold of it.
All right. So I'm gonna ask those that are trying to get a hold of that rope to stop him from slipping to make me a strength might test. And just gonna say now, depending of how this goes, this will work on the gradient. Depending on how this goes, either the rope will just go, or it will stop directly dead in its track, or it will pull you with it. It depends.
I got a 9 with double 4s and a 4 on the bonus dice.
Okay. So do you want to use any? I don't know if there's any stunt that would be associated with that.
Probably not, but that's the rule.
Yeah. But
Strength is literally.
there are
not.
some grappling stunt, technically speaking, but
Strength is my dump stat.
yeah. All right. Well, since there's no really any stunt that will apply, I'm just still gonna take it in consideration. So, you did a total of 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who was holding the rope initially? Was it you, Nami? Okay.
Yes.
What did you roll for your strength?
A 13.
13. Okay. Any stun generated with that?
Nope.
And what's on your drama die?
A 5.
All right. And Rowan, were you trying to help with all your might there?
Yeah, I saw this one time. We did a team building exercise at an HR retreat. So I just joined in and grabbed, and I got a 14.
All right. Rowan.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
They always put me at the back of the rope.
I can
Any
see why.
any stun or what's on your drama die?
A 2.
A 2. Okay. So that brings you a total of 13, 14 plus 9. Okay.
Is Milan jumping in or not?
Milani was a bit behind, so probably doesn't have the time to really jump in quickly. Okay, so that is a success. enough strength to stop the rope dead in its track. It's not moving it. You feel a tug at the end of it. Ash, could you kindly just give me a Constitution tolerance? Because physics is a thing. You suddenly feel a tug pulling you the opposite direction. And you were
You know what
moving
direction
faster
that
than you were
is right
expecting and
now.
feeling. And I have a feeling that you did not have like the full-on safety harness in the proper way to attack. It was probably like MacGyver around your your waist, and
Oh, this was literally like tied around me with like a nice Boy Scout knot.
yeah.
Like, so that is. So I got double threes on my stunt dice, regular die, and a total of 9.
9 total around. Okay. So you feel that tug, and oh, it sucks. I don't know if Ash has ever been any quick deceleration in his past, to put it the least, like hard stop when you were moving at fast speed, like hitting a wall, or but you do feel that tug in your stomach and your spine as it just pulls you back. You will take 5 out of your fortune. You can reduce your toughness out of it, so whatever your toughness is.
Are our comms still working with me on the other side?
Are you trying to use your comm?
Yeah. Because basically Ash is just gonna be like, "Yo, ain't gotta pull so damn hard."
We're trying. When you're trying to pull your comm, you don't get any signal here. Apparently, my mouse just died. Cool. Thankfully, I have it. I thought we'd try.
Trying to swim.
You don't get any signal on your comm. You're like in dead zone here, but you still feel the pull in both way. B.
I don't see any other way out of here.
The only way is whatever way you were going, or if they manage to pull you out. Or you can try anything. Like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying here?
I know what he's about to do, and I'll like it.
Ash was trying to go as far as the rope would let him go.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked if it was taught already.
Yeah, now it is.
Because now it is. But I haven't got it. Does anything look like a way out? Is there any sign of like, I'll swim through the goopy black nothingness of the void and
Give
come
me a
out of
perception
it?
seeing.
That is also a 9.
Okay.
I got double ones though. Ones on the stunt die.
Moving around and just looking around, you see like a bit of light from your movement. But you don't see like what appear to be anything door shape or any source of light. Even looking behind you, where you're not trying to continue following the path of the rope, within maybe like 2 feet of you, it's just fade into darkness. This guy does not give a single fuck.
Morton's like, this is my show now. Fuck you.
I am the void.
I think I'll start climbing back up the room, basically pulling myself back by it.
All right.
Color me impressed. I thought he was gonna get his machete out.
Yep.
Just you wait.
Just give me a strength, might. The test is not as hard.
I would say we were probably trying to pull him out
Yeah.
too. So he's got help. Of course, we think we're pulling him straight this way, not up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm rolling all doubles, but they're not good rolls. There's also double ones with a 4 on the desperation die. That is a total of 7.
Yeah, sometimes the muscle are just for show.
Well,
That's what he said.
Yeah, he technically said that. Mm-hmm.
So it takes a little bit. And the crew you keep pulling and pulling and pulling. Eventually you do see the shape of Ash coming out of the hole. And Ash, as gravity hit again suddenly, your first step you probably stumble a little bit forward. You were not expecting, like, out of the blue just be feeling gravity again.
Yeah, I go from a place where up,
Everything
down, left, right doesn't really
Yeah.
have a meaning.
Direction doesn't mean anything in this space per se. You still feel like we're going somewhere, just you don't know which direction really. It's very disorienting. But eventually you do.
And Ash comes out of this thing and just goes, "Y'all impeded my progress. I was making good headway there."
you were flying through there, and this rope was almost gone. Like, she'll hold up her hand. Do you
me?
rope burn? You were moving real quick.
As you can see, friction
Shit.
like that only happens when things move at high speed. So, the cat wasn't wearing any gloves, and you see the after effect.
I felt like I was swimming through a darkest night.
Well, if you were swimming faster than anything I've ever seen move through the water.
Mm-mm.
Except a high-speed boat.
Well, haven't seen much water, but
So, that was a very interesting place I was just in.
what did you see?
That's the weird part. Technically, I saw nothing. But I say that as technically because everything was nothing there.
Did you have like a flashlight or anything going on?
Yeah,
And
but like it didn't exactly reflect off of anything. It just, I could see my hands in front of me, sort of thing.
You don't happen to have any type of a chronometer on you, do you?
Who the what now?
A watch. A watch. It's something that tells time.
Oh. Sure. Ash absolutely have a watch.
Can we all compare our? I want to see if there's any kind of a time dilation effect with this. Physics seem to break down in there, and I don't know. It looks like we're all heading towards walking into this thing, and I don't want to be in there for 5,000 years.
I pull out my communicator to check it against his watch.
So, what kind of watch are you using, Ash?
Honestly, this would probably be the only thing on Ash that is not super like digital.
Mm-hmm.
He's using like a watch that's been passed down through the family.
He's got like a 500-year-old Rolex.
It's an
That's what I was
analog.
thinking.
Exactly. Honestly, that's exactly what I was thinking. Just a really old Rolex analog watch. a battery in it.
Oh God, he's got like a winder on his desktop.
So,
He is bougie as hell.
looking at your watch, uh, you were not in there for very, very long.
Couple minutes on our end, if that.
Yeah. If anything, there might be like at most a minute difference off with other unit of measurement, but you cannot be sure if it's just maybe like your watch being off or you were not in there long enough to really see if there was a difference. And you did not feel like extremely long per se. Like you did not feel like you were in there for hours.
Okay.
But if it prolonged period of time in there may impact. I mean, there's only one way to really find out. But physically, besides no sense of direction, you were feeling fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So Ash is like, well, I mean, we could go exploring then. As long as we keep our ropes tight and our brains tied even tighter. Because you guys to understand that the big dark pitch black void can be intimidating to those who are not of strong will and capabilities.
We literally live in space.
I was gonna say we literally live in a tube that flies through the black void. That's been
Not the
most
same.
of my life.
Captain, you want to take a
That
stroll
is
in there? I came
not
back out okay.
space.
Was I this weird when I came off planet for the first time?
I don't know. Were we your first people off planet?
Yeah.
No, baby. No, you're your own special kind of weird, and that's why we adore you, and that's why we will protect you at all costs. This is not you.
I prefer eccentric.
I prefer rich with no sense of self-preservation.
I've
And I'll
managed
turn.
to live quite a few years.
I will turn and
No
look
major
at,
injuries.
to you, and I'll turn around and look at my crew and be like, it is up to y'all. If y'all want to go in, I will go in with you. But this is way above our pay grade. We told him we'd bring him down here and look around. This is not just looking around. This could be super dangerous. And we can already see like what's already happened out here. I ain't doing nothing you two aren't 100% on board with.
Nami primarily looks towards Rowan because Nami just kind of jabs their hands into his pockets and says, I understand that concern. I did not like what happened just a few minutes ago. Well, not a few minutes ago. Yesterday with our dealings with a very unique and large panther. So I can understand the reservation. I'm okay with either or. You know me. I'm chill for both areas of the spectrum. So it's all you, Rowan. You want to explore? Or you want to head back?
Wait, we've decided it's a panther?
It looked panther-ish.
It camouflaged, so to me, that's more of what a panther. Jaguar.
It was a large feline-looking creature that put its head, like face around my head. Whatever it was not, it was not a charity trip.
Not the slightest. I mean, I originally was hoping to perhaps communicate with it, but sadly, that went right out the window. So who knows what else is around there, or if they're pack animals. We don't know. So,
Rowan, you're the one who gets access to the science that we find here. If you think it's worth it, I will go with you to protect you, because that is my job as your captain. Other than that, I will just as soon turn tail, go back, get these people off planet because their captain needs a lot of medical attention. One way or the other, the ship's coming back tomorrow and they have their instructions.
I mean, we're here, and I'm not going to say I'm not curious. This is one of the more interesting things I've ever encountered. Just from the look of this place alone, I'd like to get. There's got to be something powering it. I would like to get a look at that.
Nami, you good with that?
Oh yeah, fine. Either or, you know.
The three of us stay tied together at all costs. Ash, if you want in your yes or no, it's fine, but the three of us stay together at all costs. And I will start tying a rope around Rowan and making sure the knot is just right. Even though he's an engineer, he could probably do a better job than I can. So,
That's what I was just thinking.
The rope is proprietary. It's an extra $1,000 per yard.
whatever
For you.
works.
For Ash here. He's got well, I mean, we might as well get compensated a little bit.
Well, we are going to get a whole new ship and you're going to get a whole new engineering room, basically. He has to pay for the overhaul.
Yeah, the money's fine. Don't worry about all that. That's taken care of. This is discovery we're talking about here, yo. Discovery. Something that other people have never seen or done before.
Literally walking on this planet was something nobody had ever seen or done before your crew had to come down here. So
Let's keep on expanding.
I'm not that impressed.
So Ash,
mean,
I'll be honest to tell you, just from a personal standpoint, if it was just me and you, balls to the walls, I'll be down entirely. But I have some people to protect, and that's the reason why I have to make sure I'm a bit more cautious in our decisions. But I understand your vibe. There's definitely interest over there, and Rowan seems to have it too, so it makes sense.
I want Rowan between you and I, Nami.
Fine. Whatever fits you, Captain. I'm perfectly fine.
You want to go first? Or you want to bring up the rear?
I'll go first.
All right. No, we'll just start lashing ourselves together. Make sure Rowan is in the middle because he doesn't have a communicator. He's not great with a gun. Protect the engineer at all costs. He has plot armor.
That's funny.
I'll make sure all my gear is secured and strapped to me properly, and I will have my rifle like in my hands before I walk in there.
All right.
Ash, you linking up with us or are you going on your own?
Ash is tying the rope to the closest stable thing that won't yoink the rope away and is ready to go with you.
By the way, is the cap showing any reminiscence of injuries from yesterday, or does the cap seem
A little bit.
entirely-
She's still, I mean, she's still not in 100% shape. She's better than she was because I
Mhm.
rolled real good on that last one, but she's not in perfect shape by any means. She's still a little banged up. She's still all wrapped up in bandages. That's part of the reason like her gloves are all fucked because she got tore up real bad.
Mhm.
So
So in that case, Nami will approach Cap and gently place a hand on her shoulders to say, "Listen, you know, I understand the ordeal of having to be tough in front of everyone, but if you feel injured during our trip or if things starts to get bad, let me know. We get out of here
will.
as soon as possible."
I will.
Alright, cool.
Now, what do we got? Do we have anything here that we can tie the rest of the rope to so that we can also be linked up, or are we all just going through? Because, you know, this could be real bad on everybody's ribs if we tie a rope here.
Oh. Looking around, you don't see any physical anchor point that would be easy to tie around unless you want to drill into the wall and make something out of it. But
Okay.
the only other thing that you could probably tie a rope to is to Milan, who seems to be a bit unsure about going anywhere right now.
Milan, if you want to stay here, I'll leave a gun with you.
Look, I mean, somebody has to stay behind just to make sure, right? If somebody comes in to tell them, so.
Yeah, don't let anybody come in here behind us.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate you. Let's go.
I'll make sure Milan has some food, a med kit,
Can I
a
pull you
weapon
up
of
a
some
mind?
sort. I'll ask Nami for one of the spare weapons.
Oh yeah, quicker than the eyes can speak. They'll bring out a pistol and hand it, of course.
All right.
And no
So
doors.
mark off a pistol from your
Inventory.
inventory.
Infinite pistols.
Yep, I had.
You can only carry so much shit, so.
Oh yes. Oh yes. So now I'm down to one pistol and a rifle, but that's fine.
That's what I've got as a pistol, a rifle, and a knife. So
Mhm. Well, I got some daggers. But that's it. The boots.
The more material you have on you, the heavier it is.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you're all hopping into the void.
Once more into the void.
All right. I guess we enter.
So, well, for you, Ash, it's a renewed sensation of falling to weightlessly into almost liquid. So, round 2, I guess.
Ash, are you going first? Are you waiting for all of us to jump in?
I'll let y'all go first.
There's nobody watching your 6. And I will follow. I'll go as soon as both of my team are in. I will follow them. I'll obviously, like I would say, let Nami go first, wait a couple seconds, let Rowan go, wait a couple seconds, and then I go, just so that we're not like on top of each other so we don't get tangled up in the ropes because we don't know what's in there.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. As soon as you see that the rope is going, you can probably get in.
I probably wait like an extra second or two because I'm real apprehensive about it.
Alright. Eventually, depending on how long you wait, you will eventually feel a pull, and it may.
Oh
pull
yeah,
you in.
it's only like an extra second or so.
You go in, and you do feel weightless. You've felt weightless before. I mean, being in space.
We live in 0G.
Yeah, going in 0G. It's not such a weird and new sensation. You do feel a bit of drag per se, as if you're moving through something. But yeah, you're into this very strange void. What's the length of rope that you left between each of you?
I don't know how much rope did we have. I don't know that I marked off like lengths. Probably, I don't know, probably 30 or 40 feet,
Yeah,
I
you
would
probably
say.
had
Like
30 feet of rope, which would be.
yeah, there's probably
Yeah.
30 feet between all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little
Oh.
bit more between Rowan and myself because we're both small.
Okay.
Like around. I'm just tiny in general, but
Okay.
Maybe like probably a foot and a half, most likely. Foot and a half.
around.
No, a distance between.
Oh no, we put like 30 feet of rope between so that we don't get like.
Oh,
How much rope do we have?
Yeah, you
If
would
we
not
have 30 feet between each person.
I'm sure we each have like 30 feet of rope, give or take.
I'm
like
thinking
climbing-
like 5 feet between each
Oh
person.
no, I was thinking we all had climbing ropes because if you're out in the woods and shit.
yeah. Okay, I guess that works. I was thinking we were all using the same rope. Okay.
Oh
Makes
no, I
sense.
was
Mhm.
saying we each pulled out our own rope and lashed one to the other.
All right.
But if you want to be all on one, we can. That'll be real interesting when we all like hit a wall 5 feet apart. Just saying, I am very much the cautious one. I didn't
No, I
become a
mean-
captain by not looking at every single danger scenario.
Mm-hmm.
You essentially live in a dangerous scenario, so. So, falling through the void, beyond the extent of your arm and a bit of the rope, you're not able to see your crew. You have an idea that they're most likely at the other end. At least you hope that they are at the other end. And you fall. And you keep falling.
I would like holler out and be like, y'all okay? And see if I get an answer.
Do we hear it?
You don't hear any sound.
I would tap the rope so they can feel the vibration in the
Alright.
back.
Yeah.
So they would essentially do Morse code in the front and gently says, hey, okay, for now.
I'd tap back. Okay.
Alright. You don't hear anything. You don't. Beside possibly the sound of your own voice, even it feels almost muffled. And you keep falling. What seems to be a few minutes extend to maybe 10, 15 minutes. You're not sure. Who was it? Who was the first in that line? It was Nami, right?
Nami, yeah.
After what seems to have been falling for, you lost track of time. Because being deprived of all your sense, really, like you have barely any visual or audio or anything.
Would the electric communication from the device come up, or does that not appear?
What do you mean?
From our comms.
From our comms.
I mean, there's the light from it, but you don't see any signal, and the time doesn't seem to really move.
Oh, it just stays put at the same time. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They'll relay that in Morse code back on the rope, saying time has stopped here for it to comms.
Eventually, after what you feel like a very long time, you do feel yourself almost slowing down as you gently transfer into what seems to be a different area, proper physical area, similar in shape of form to where you were originally. As gravity hits you again. Shortly behind you, Dean, and eventually Rowan, and eventually Ash will show up in there. Your communicator, time-wise, even though it felt like forever, don't really show much of a difference in time.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So
Anybody else's communicator reading that literally no time passed, maybe a couple of seconds from the time that we jumped in? We were in there for a minute, right? Like we were in there for a while.
Yeah, I should have actually counted the seconds inside my head. But yes, it was definitely a bit of time. And the comms is saying nothing. No time has took place besides where we're, a couple seconds ago?
Yeah, it looks like it's like 2-3 seconds? That's weird. Oh, I don't like that.
Of course, with that, Nami looks around at the surroundings, has their pistol on the side prepared. What does the environment look like?
I'm untying the ropes and wrapping them back up to put in packs.
Give me a perception seeing.
Okay.
But the initial assessment is very similar to where you were.
Okay.
From what you can see with your lights on your...
Does it look enough different that we can tell we're in a different place, or we just like
Yeah.
looks like we're in the exact same
I mean, you don't
spot?
see Milan, so that's an indicator.
Yeah.
Unless he was
This is real weird.
chewed away.
That's an 18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
So looking around, paying attention to where you are and the little details, trying to recall where you were, we do start noticing a few differences. The hallway seems to be a bit more narrow, in a sense. and extend way beyond your vision. But the location is a bit different. The materials appear to be similar at first. I'm assuming trying to explore, see that around you. Probably you're not stationary. You're probably just looking around and moving a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Moving around. One thing that you noticed that you do recall not seeing wherever you were is part of that metal structure that you were in. Seemed to either be damaged or fell in. And it's currently replaced with what I can only describe. The only closest analog I could find from real world would be expanding foam, but it is very gray and almost carbon-like. And the more you're looking at it, it's expanding a bit, spreading on a bit on the wall. Like, I don't know if you're familiar. How familiar are you with some fungus?
In real life or not?
Yeah, real life fungus.
Real life, no.
Okay.
Matrix.
A little bit.
A little bit. With some there's some fungus will essentially spread like creating almost like a rug and neural pattern. That's how that like foam like thing seems to be a bit expanding to some area of
Does
the
it look like
structure.
it's like live expanding while we're standing here? Or does it look like it just spread out over a
It
place?
just seems to be I'd already spread out and it's there. Like,
I would recommend nobody touch the walls.
That looks alive to me.
it is
That looks gross to me, but yes.
it is a very
looks like-
similar coloration as the wall. It's very gray, it's very dull.
Got something to potentially take a sample of something.
I'm not the scientist here.
Wrong science.
That's
I'm
true.
prepared for a lot of things I wasn't expecting to scrape down walls or something.
I would say don't touch it, because if it is alive, and we have our respirators on, right? Like we had put our
Yeah.
ground
I
suits
would-
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't. If your captain breathed in whatever that is, I've seen what molds can do to people.
So what you're saying, this is mold on steroids?
It's something moldy or
Yeah.
I don't know.
As
God, it's hard
Are
to.
we
It's
even in
hard
the
to
same
explain.
place right now?
I don't know where we are. All I know is we spit out of that thing's butthole, and now we're down here, and I don't want to touch none of this. This makes me nervous.
Agreed. I don't think
Get
this
out and
is
go
a-
explore.
Mhm. I would say this perhaps is not the gold mine of discovery we were first expecting, but I guess we can keep looking around.
Does it look like it's pretty evenly spread out where we are? Or does it look like it's going in one direction or the other? Do we have like a hallway?
It only seems to essentially have busted from a part like nearby, about maybe like 2-3 foot wide, and it's not going very very far into where you are. Essentially seems to have blocked a hole and spread a little bit, then stop.
Gotcha.
Uh,
So I'm gonna guess it's coming from behind the wall right there. It must have come through like a crack or something. I mean, we can walk up and down the hall and see if there's any like side rooms or anything, but I don't want to touch whatever that is.
and when you're passing
it.
your light into it, there's a bit of a crystalline reflection to it,
Hmm.
but it's very very faint.
I don't trust it. Maybe we don't shine our lights at it either.
Oh yes, if it's alive, Who knows what type of sentience it has? And Nami, she not sheaves, but places their pistol back and actually takes out the rifle. So, all right, I guess we continue our exploration.
Nami, you want point or you want to bring up the rear?
I'll go point.
All right,
You're the safe
I'll bring
side.
up the back.
And from this, there would be more or less two directions you could go in. The one where there's a bit of things that you're able to see right now would be, what I guess, the left from the hole. And there's the right part, which you're not sure exactly where it leads. But you don't see any immediate foam.
I'm going to guess if that is coming from that direction, we go left and we follow that because it's the first thing different we've seen. If we're going to explore, we should at least take the cues from our DM.
Wait, what's the cue supposed to be? Left or right?
Left.
Okay.
It's up to you. There are shit in both
My
directions.
drone is taking pictures. That's all I got.
I don't know, Ash,
Anything
you're the one
else?
who dragged us down here. Which way do you want to go?
Left.
All right, well,
Left
left
it
we
is.
go.
I start heading left. Eyes up.
If we get lost though, y'all can't blame this one on me. I don't know who we
Oh, well, then do you want to leave?
are. No.
Because we're
I
already
thought
lost
that-
because I
that's
don't know
like
where we are either.
1 + 1 = 7. I
Nah.
jump into the wrong places.
There's a gentle smirk as they hear the remarks. 7, okay. and they keep moving.
Now on our communicator, can we start like marking like how far we've gone and directional, like start tracing a map basically? Do we have some sort of technology to like be digital breadcrumbs?
Digital breadcrumbs, like low, calculate your steps.
Yeah, like it knows I've gone 20 steps north and then 30 steps east or whatever, and we'll be able to retrace or no? Is there like a program I
So
can turn
essentially,
on
like
for that?
like more or less, a fancy digital compass.
Literally that.
Okay.
Ash is going old school. He's got a knife, he's scraping across walls.
Don't touch the walls.
I'm not touching it with my
Well-
hands.
Your reading will only be as accurate as whatever reading you may have done before, right? For direction, you would know more or less where you are. You are able to get a bit of a sense of direction thanks to some new technology.
Well, I mean, if there's not, I'll open up like a notepad and I'll be like, and I'll just be counting paces, and then
Yeah.
every time we move, I'll plug it in so that I know how to get us back.
I mean, there's nothing wrong against having a backup plan just in case direction and polarity may be weird.
Yeah.
Because you don't know exactly where you are.
I have no idea
Or
where we
how
are.
far
That's
you
why I
are
want
in
to trace our
that
steps.
Planet. But yeah, you do have a general direction of what would be the equivalent of a compass. If somebody may be going old school with a more magnetic one, that could possibly work.
No, this is literally me being like, I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we turned left. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
and then we can trace it back.
And you probably would have some disposable little light thing that you could attach somewhere.
Yeah, we'd be doing that too, probably every 100 paces or so we can
Yeah.
see them.
Ash is scraping with the knives, see if he can get any purchase.
If that knife touches any of the mold, it doesn't come back on my ship.
How much force are you applying to that, Ash?
I'm trying to make sure that it makes a gouge.
It probably requires more force than you would expect to make a bit of a dent. So whatever material that is, it's very resilient. Which could be interesting if you can figure out what it is. I mean, making shit
Indeed.
out of something that is that hard to breach.
That's exactly what Ash is thinking. As soon as he takes a good chunk to the knife and it doesn't scrape through, he's like, all right, Marking that one down in the books right there. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for anything out of place. I'm looking like I am eyes on intuition, ding, 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 waiting for something to hit the whole like, hello, red flag. Someone roll some dice.
Yeah.
Your intuition's yelling at you.
All right.
Probably as Ash is
Word.
any debris that comes off as Ash is scraping marks, Rowan will try and collect for later analysis.
Yeah. And if you collect anything, it's barely dust.
It's enough for a microscope.
Yeah.
On their ship. I don't trust it.
Yeah. You don't get any actual chunk per se.
Yeah, some dust they can pay me for later. Am I doing this thing right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you're making your way left, going a bit further in. Y'all have been probably on buildings and ship and structures before. Like, you know how certain things do feel like. If you're, even if it's not a building you've ever been, if it doesn't look like a building from inside, it will still have, general, just overall feel that it is a structure that with a certain layout. And the further you go, you eventually come down to more or less a drop that allow you to essentially access other level of this place. And it's very similar drop to what you would be used on ship like the Ghost. It's directly go down. And the ladder-like structure that exists there would allow you to go if you wish. But you do have a feeling, it is almost building-like. Like there's multiple level to wherever you are.
All right. Well, in that case, yeah, Nami will essentially look at the others and point to the ladder. Do some quick hand gestures to indicate that he's heading down, and go head his way down.
And I will stand at the top and keep watch to make sure nothing's like right down coming behind them, all that stuff before I climb down.
Can you give me a quick perception seeing?
Ash is following Nami.
Yeah, that's crap. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I got 3 stunt points with a 3 on the drama die.
Okay. You can always use them as exploration stunt if you wish.
Let me look and see what's there. I don't think there's a lot.
There's not a whole lot. Exploration. I mean, there's no. If you successfully to an encounter, there's always a +3 to your roll, but.
I mean, we could do that, or we can just leave it.
Yeah, you can just leave it.
I mean, a 13's not, or a 10's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. Looking around, from what you can see and what you can hear, you don't sense any immediate presence beside the 4 of you right now. It seems to be, whatever this is, it seems to be just very empty and dead.
Which is spooky in and of itself.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes the lack of life is worse than actual things being there.
All right, I will climb down once everybody else's boots down on the next floor.
Perfect. And you can go down and travel, and it seems to be expanding to various room size. And Rowan, you've been noticing, previously where certain patterns on the wall exist based on the structure. Probably just looking around. I'm assuming that you're very actively just looking around for shit, right?
I'm not really touching anything. I'm not going to do any rubbings or anything here, but just kind of looking for if there becomes some type of pattern from area to area.
Yeah. You do recognize some similar pattern to where, like, previously, like, you could move things around. You could probably move things around. But it is very periodically there, similar to where one would have, like, things like doors, control panel, things like that. So it seems that there's most likely more thing beyond certain parts of this structure that you're just not accessing yet.
Just continue to document until I'm constantly looking for something that resembles like technology, interfaceable, like a terminal of some kind.
And going into this further, probably like 15, 20, even at most 30 minutes in, depending on your own personal, based on how quick you want to just go through that structure. You do, as you're going through that hallway, you're to your left, you do see what would be you would expect like another passage. But as you're turning, you do notice that the walls stop maybe at most 10 feet in, but the ground continues way beyond to this very, very massive room. It seems almost like a by at most 4 feet wide catwalk that leads further in to where we don't see any floor beyond or walls. And beside your little flashlight on your suit, do you have any additional light source that you carry around with you? That will add a lot of light.
No, I don't have anything other than just a standard flashlight.
Yeah. But yeah, you have that pad, or you can just continue straight. It's up to you. Okay, you have the option here.
We either go straight or go through this catwalk like area to a large room. Looking at, he turns towards Ash, probably knows exactly where he's going to head to, and assumes it's probably the catwalk area, and start making his way to the catwalk. Because he's
coolest shit is never hidden somewhere easy to get to.
Mm-hmm. So he didn't even say anything. He just did a quick look around at Ash and was just like nods, and then and then keeps walking over towards the catwalk.
And I'm just gonna assume that most people here at least saw Star Wars at some point in their life. You remember like that like weird catwalk, almost like in the Death Star that isn't Death Star that essentially has like nothing around it. It is very reminiscent of that, except with less light and probably less structural issue. As you shine your light, you are able to like see it reflect off the wall. Very similar material that you've been essentially seeing throughout, but it is a massive room. Like you're not able to really see where if you were to fall or push somebody down, it's hard to tell exactly how long they would fall because it seems to be going down for a while. So don't fall.
Take one of the disposable lights that we've been dropping and drop it over the catwalk.
All right.
Kind of count as it drops. 1001, 1002, 1003.
Eventually, you don't see the because it only has like so much light it emits. You don't really. It's probably not something that is very heavy that you will make a lot of sound. You give me your perception hearing.
Can I help him with that, or can I?
Yeah,
do my
absolutely.
own
Anybody
perception?
that wants to help looking at it or trying to hear it, and tell me how close you're going to the edge as well. If you
You
I'm
said
not going.
perception.
yes, it would be perception, hearing, or seeing, depending if you have a specific.
I'd be close-ish to the edge, looking over, because you said it's like the Death Star, right? So it's got rails of some sort.
Oh no.
Oh well, then I'm not
Oh,
getting
this
that
is not
close.
an ADA compliant alien
No.
facility.
No, I'm just looking over the side.
OSHA would hate that
Perception, I
place.
rolled a 19 with a 6 on the drama die, and I rolled 5 stunt points.
All right.
Ooh,
2 5s and a 6. Oh wait, no, I take that back. The 6 is not on the drama die. There's
Okay.
a 5 on the drama die, but I rolled 2 5s, and I give a +3 to my perception, so that's a 19.
Okay. Wonderful.
my rolls tonight are. Ooh, Lord.
It's all right.
hot
The dice are
sticks.
just protecting you for
Double
Sunday morning
ones.
when you kill all of us.
Perfect. And Rowan, what did you roll?
I calculated a second ago, but now let me do it again. 14.
14. And you were listening for it, right?
Yes, kind of
And-
listening and watching a little bit. Well, more counting
Yeah.
and watching to see when the light went away.
Okay. And were you mostly listening or just looking?
Kind of both. I'm not
Okay.
leaning super far over, but I'm trying to listen and kind of watch till I can't see the light. I'm not leaning over real hard by
Yeah.
any means.
Oh, Ash looks over, gets vertigo, stops immediately. I don't care. What he's doing.
Yeah. No, you don't fuck with that.
You don't like heights there,
Oh.
Ash?
I don't like falling to an infinite place that I don't know where I'm falling.
Eventually, you have a feeling that you see the light probably bounce off something faintly, but it's way the fuck down there.
Well, I mean, if you go far enough, you
Uh,
ping pong off of something. So
Thankfully, it's fairly empty as a room, Rowan, and hopefully your companion are fairly quiet, because that's not a heavy object. Yeah, it's fucking far down. Like if you hear something, it's way the fuck down. Like if you
So-
fall,
you did.
yeah.
I highly
if you don't
recommend not
die,
falling.
there's probably no way to make it back.
So, terminal velocity, add in how long it took for it to drop. It's really fucking deep, y'all.
Kind of assumed that.
From an engineering standpoint,
D just kind of snarks.
vast chasm.
So the scientific measurement for this is really fucking down. Gotcha.
Yes.
Good to know. Okay.
It's accurate.
Mm. Good to know. Yeah,
This
everyone
catwalk seems
knows.
to be possibly leading to more things.
I don't like it. I don't
Nami
like any of this.
Nami keeps
Don't
me
stress it.
for
Just don't
You
look
said just-
down.
Anyone who has vertigo, just avoid looking down, or you're good to go.
And if anything carnivorous shows up, we don't have to be tremendously faster than it, just faster than Ash.
Oh,
Really now.
Yeah, except he's between all of us, so can we just let's go?
Yeah, Nami. Again, another smirk appears on their face.
Uh,
But
Nami is
since-
very proud.
Since
Mhm.
you've been most likely very looking for various thing, you were watching D, right? Mostly seeing.
Yeah, I was watching. I mean, I
Uh,
was kind of listening, but I was also kind of watching. Just it kind of a 50-50.
If you're not just looking down and you're looking around, and
Oh yeah, she's been eyes
Uh,
all over everything.
you would notice that a certain area within this room there is a bit more of this foam-like structure here and there, and the more it's more pointing towards where this catwalk is going. If you could, it's hard to tell because well, you don't have super powerful lights in here.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
just
pretty
have.
fucking
I just
wide.
have my bodysuit lights and my flashlight that's attached to my rifle.
Yeah.
So
If somebody
Uh,
had a drone, right, it would be super practical.
y'all. And I'll point it out. I'll be like, there's some
Yeah.
more of that moldy shit, and it's all headed right where we're headed. Be very careful.
That's not a surprise. I was expecting
I-
to see that all over this place.
Same, but I will 99% guarantee that's what it is. Whatever is wrong with the captain. You ever been around black mold?
Is that an Earth thing?
Yeah, it's gross, and you breathe it in, and it can make you real sick. I've seen people I have seen people not survive it. So
Yeah, it's probably not something that you have
Do
seen
you
on
know if
Earth.
this is the same stuff exactly?
mold is mold is mold, and that's growing like mold, and I don't trust it. Do I know it's the same stuff? Nah, but I also don't feel like trying to test our luck in the middle of nowhere.
See, and I
There's ex-
disagree.
There's exploring, and then there's doing things that are just ignorant.
Assuming. I'm just saying, assuming, Captain.
Yes, you should
I know
always
you know that
assume the
whole Earth they're
absolute.
saying.
You should always assume the absolute worst until you know better. I ain't a scientist. I ain't got the right
you-
stuff.
Me.
Yeah, I don't care. I'd rather be an ass than dead. And I'm just looking at this stuff like, oof. And I'm just thinking about the captain is just laying there completely unconscious, has no clue what's going on, has a day before he's going to see any medical attention. I look at the comms and see what time it is. See how much time has
Alien
passed
bug
since we
that
called the
stung
ghost.
it. Went up his butt.
Probably give or take 30 minutes since you went down that hole.
All right.
All right, well, if you see any of that goop,
There's
moving.
it's all of that goop. It's everywhere.
Oh yes. But as long as it stays put, we should be fine, hopefully. But if
Yeah, just
you
don't
all
touch
see
it.
the goop move,
If you see
that's where we see a red flag.
anything move, point it
Yeah.
out.
Of course, that too. But especially if you say it's like this black mold from Earth.
I don't know.
Definitely.
I just don't trust it because I know what that stuff does to people. And she's
Gotcha.
just looking at. She is nervous. She knows what mold is like.
Yeah, Nami doesn't.
She grew up in places where that stuff was everywhere and people died regularly from being near it. So she's like, yeah, no, I don't like it.
Alright. So, crew, what's the plan here? Are you
Oh, we keep moving.
keep moving? Alright, what's
Mhm.
the walking order? What's the
I
order
think it
in which
was-
you're going through?
I think it was Nami first. The only one I know the captain is the back. I just wasn't sure who
Yeah, I
was
wasn't sure
in
if you
the, how
changed
the-
anything. I know
Oh.
that it was, I think, like Nami, Rowan, Ash, and D.
I think
Okay.
it's Nami, probably Nami, Ash, because
Ash,
Ash is
yeah.
probably trying to push up ahead too. I don't know, Ash, where are you? Where are you? Would you be closer to me or closer to Nami in the front?
Probably closer to Nami in the front. He can't help himself. He got to see things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alright.
Ro, you doing okay?
Just looking for anything that I can examine, interface it with, something a little less biology, a little more technology.
Gotcha. Just be real careful, okay?
I'm I failed my botany class, and I don't plan on taking any refresher courses. I touch nothing.
Awesome.
Rowan's not the one that keeps the plant on board alive. Probably not. All right. So walking forward, you still walk for a couple of meters until you assume it's the other end of the structure, this room, and there's a wall and a door, which is more or less triangular shape, leading to another large room, just not as large, and with an actual full floor, thankfully. It's almost circular in shape. If it wasn't for the fact that, well, it's circular. It's mostly like floor circular, but the roof is cone-like. And there seem to be an elevated platform, maybe a meter up, in the center of it.
The second I see it, I stop dead in the doorway, and I'm like looking around on the floor. I'm looking at the walls. I'm looking at the platform. I'm not moving because I don't know if this place is like booby trapped or what.
What would it be?
She's smarter
say
than
stuff
people.
like that. You just say stuff like that, and I'm just here like,
Y'all, be careful where you step. Like, this is a whole different kind of ball game now, and this has like big old Earther movie vibes.
What's the acoustic like in here when she talks? Is there like a loud echo, or does it seem like the sound dampens when she...
It seems to be reflective.
Okay.
You know, as a big, more or less empty room with metal plating would reflect sound.
Is there any of that mold in here? Or what I'm referring to as mold because we don't know any better?
Good question. Give me a perception seeing.
Roll these ones because these three have been rolling good for me tonight.
Technically, that would be a different scene. I'm not gonna up the churn, but
2, 4, 6, and 3 is 9, and 3 is 12.
12. Not that you can't see right now.
All right. Do we see anything else? Like, am I seeing anything on the walls that looks different than anything we've seen thus far? The floors?
The pattern seems to be very similar to where you've been going, if not a bit larger.
Is it reminiscent of the door we unlocked at all?
A little bit, yes.
Do we see any like the same kind of movable plates?
Based on the general pattern, you probably see some that would be probably movable.
Y'all, I think it's another puzzle.
And there's this, obviously, like this circular like platform in metal that's about like a meter high. And
is there anything on the platform, or is it just a platform?
You would need to get closer for that. Do you want to get closer, Captain?
No. Absolutely no, I do not. So platform, does anybody see anything up there? I don't want to walk up on this thing because booby traps are real.
Nami's keeping an eye out or everything to make sure there's any change or shifts in the floors and such. But they're flaking out just to examine the room and try to absorb any dangers that's around. But yeah, as they flake out, they eventually would head towards the platform.
All right. Heading towards the platform. How closer are you getting?
Well, I say that they will flake around first to examine the location to see if there's any danger or any, as they say, the booby traps, of course.
All right.
Ash just walks up on the platform and gets evaporated.
Tempt me with a good time.
I was just waiting for you to run up on there.
Give me a perception seeing, Nami, if you're like
Okay.
trying to see, or actually, it will probably in this case be searching.
Okay.
If you're looking for anything specific, like maybe like quote unquote, as Panda like to say, booby trap.
So it was 16.
16. What's on your drama die?
So the one is on my drama die, and I have 2 6s. So I guess I only have 1 SP point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would have used it. Okay.
All right. So looking around, just going a wide bird in this room, you don't. You have a feeling that if anything was about to jump out and blow you up, it would probably have done it by now. Going around, you don't see or sense any immediate danger. It's just very dead and quiet in here.
All right. Well, once they confirm that, they'll start to make their way towards the center.
All right.
I have my rifle on my shoulder.
All right. So going towards the center, there's a flat platform. It's fairly wide. At first, from distance, it looks fairly smooth, and flat. But when you get closer, you do see there's a bit of a lip on the side, and seem to have some very faint pattern on it, like if it was beneath glass. Like have you ever seen like circuit board underneath glass? It has very much that feel.
Rowan, this looks like technology to me.
Oh. Make my way over there.
Yeah.
See
So you
what
see
I
how
see.
there's you see how those kind of looks like, I don't know, electricity, like items on the circuit board. Not sure what that means exactly, but
I'll take a closer look and see if I can see anything that stands out to me as technologically familiar.
Give me an intelligence technology.
And just for positioning's sake, at this point, Dee has moved out of the doorway and she's
All right.
moved a little to the right.
So that's
Okay.
15 total.
And her back is like close to the wall, but not up against it. But she wants to clear the doorway so nothing can run up behind her.
All right. And what is Ash doing in the meantime?
Man, Ash wants to go checking stuff out, but Ash is going to wait for Nami to give a heads up this one time.
Look, I appreciate that Ash is always willing to bring in the shit show.
Every now and then, he just has to do something impulsive, but right now,
Absolutely.
we'll give it a minute.
So that was a 15.
Those sore ribs weighing on you a little bit.
You know, I can't trust y'all to not be the ones to harm me. I know I'll be okay myself. It's y'all that I'm worried about.
So, Rowan, that was a 15, right?
Yeah.
What's on your drama die? Is it like a 6 or just like...
6.
Oh, wonderful.
wonderful, fantastic.
Well, this looks like it might vaporize me. Let me touch it.
At first glance, you have a very tactile feel to it. Like you feel like just something that would be if activated, if remotely possible to activate it, would be by touching it. It almost looked like a very, although very alien in nature, control panel. Like something that would allow to turn on some switch. It reminds you in a very strange way to certain panels on board the Ghost. Just in a very different language and pattern that you're not exactly sure. It's like if you've never seen Korean in your life and you're looking at Korean.
Very tempting. Seems to be a panel. Captain, should I see what I can figure out?
Can you do it without touching it? Like, can you like
Seems
suss
to be
out what you're looking at before we go fiddling with it?
Without
What
any
is
kind
it
of
like? Does it power this room? Does it power this building? Can you
without
tell what
any
it's
kind of translation, I tap. Is there a? I'm trying to figure out.
Are you looking for a user manual?
They probably wouldn't make the character that turns on the detonation sequence the primary character. Is there like one thing that shows up a lot?
If you're looking for a giant big red button, no, there's none. There are like symbols and symbology that show up here and there, repeat here and there, but it's just like in English there are letters that will repeat from one word to the other, right? So
is there anything on the controls that look like sliders, or is it all just some weird?
it almost looks like
Smooth.
glass, like it almost like smooth glass. It's not very analog, which you're technically used to not so analog things.
I don't. I could just start by just touching the glass. Best case scenario, it'll learn from me. Worst case scenario,
Yeah, worst case scenario is we're all dead. Do what you got to do. And I'll just hike my rifle up and just brace it just a little bit more just in case.
I'll just find a bit of the glass that has less symbology on it and just kind of like just touch it.
Alright, so as you bring your hand over the glass-like surface, you approach. I'm assuming with enough care that you're not too sure about it. You're not just like going fucking slapping it, right?
Yeah.
And you approach your finger, and you're maybe like a centimeter away, like quarter, like a half an inch from it, and you do feel almost a tingly sensation at the end of your fingertip, just for a moment as things light up underneath.
In for a penny, in for a pound, I guess. It just
You don't
completely.
Yeah, you have a feeling that you don't even need to really physically touch it for things to happen underneath your finger.
I just kind of like move my hand over it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to see what it does.
Yeah, some movement don't seem to be really doing anything, but as Rowan moves around, patterns around the room seems to light up, as if you're almost powering. It is what would be for you the best analog, powering up your reactor on board the Ghost.
Oh.
Things are coming here alive.
Do I notice which movement causes more of a power up so I can move deliberately towards that?
Give me here just to try to figure it out again another like an intelligence technology. The challenge would be a bit lower, just because you already figured this out.
12, 13, 16 with 2 on the drama die.
Okay, so 16. You do notice certain patterns in what appear to be essentially panels within this thing. So you know that going across like completely 2 different panels is not going to do shit. If you like mess around with one, then go to the other one, then it they have different reaction. As Rowan is going around and playing with fancy new toy here, Uh, you, what was essentially dead silent structure, just seemed to have a bit of, just a bit faint of static noise that it's very hard to hear. But the only thing I could put a real life analog to it is when your house is out of power, like no electricity. There's a difference when like all your lights are off, and when there's just no power entirely going. There's still a little bit of when electricity goes through your house. There's a sound that you don't really notice. You're just used to it.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between
There's
your
a huge
power is
difference,
out
like
and just your
complete-
lights are off.
Yeah, you do feel like it went from no power to your lights are off, but there's power now. You even feel just a mild, unusual, strange sensation like throughout your body. You're not like it's just for a moment, like something just wash over you, then it's gone.
Do I feel it? Being
Yeah.
real close to the wall.
Yeah, you feel it.
Ro, what did you do?
These panels seem to be segmented and sequential, but again, I don't know exactly. I seem to have activated something.
You woke something up.
Let's hope it's the Roomba.
Let's hope it's not. Those things are. God, it's awful. There's a reason that company went out of business, like, what, 400 years ago? 300 years ago?
It was only because of the robot wars.
I know.
Was that a movie I saw? I don't socialize much.
It's okay. Just be careful, okay? Because that feels real weird.
It's fine. This is how we discover things. This is how we learn.
This is how humans discover death.
Yeah, it's two opposite ends of the spectrum, but okay.
I mean,
I told you there's a ye old earth adage. It's fuck around and find out. Sometimes find out means dead.
Good point.
so worried about death.
I trust Rowan. Rowan, you got this.
I'm not worried about Rowan dying. Rowan's good.
I'll continue poking at the panel to see if I can, like, move, make a pattern and look around and see for an effect.
Yep. All right, moving around and just messing around a little bit. Probably going around different area of this wide circular table-like thing. Things light up. You're not exactly sure what's going on. You do. Where's everybody again in this room at this point?
I came just inside the room and moved over to the right, so my back is not up against the doorway.
Nami is close to Rowan because they were also at the panel when.
Like you said, it's a big round room, right?
Yeah, just
With a big round circle in the middle.
Yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna enroll 20 just quickly, just for.
Here, I will draw you a picture.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna.
There, I'm where that dot is.
Yeah. All right. So.
And
are
Ash is just roaming around the room, just looking at stuff, not touching, but looking.
I don't see your dot. And-
Oh, you drew a picture. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, I drew a little picture, like essentially there.
Where
in the
is
middle?
the?
That's where the table is. You can actually just.
How do I ping the map in here? I always
actually
forget.
There you go. Just click and drag your butt here.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. I would be right there. Well,
Alright.
here. I would be right to the right of the door
All right.
with
well,
my back. I get like towards the wall without being up against the wall.
Yeah. All right. So this one here, it would be Rowan, I think. So.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is me right here.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, I would be probably right here.
All
Oh,
right.
no, because I was at the panel, so yeah, I'll probably be right here.
All right. So, probably the two first people to. Actually, probably the first person to notice D would be you, D. As I'm assuming that, you know, Rowan and Ash and probably a bit Nami are a bit more looking over the panel and things happening there.
Yeah, I'm watching the entire room. I've got like I said, I have my rifle on my shoulder, ready to fire at anything that looks like it's trying to attack us, and I'm eyes on everything in the room, just watching.
One thing that you do notice looking around is right following, almost mimicking Rowan's movement to a certain point. It's what I can only describe as a slightly shimmering blue spectral form that fades in and out. And that's where we're gonna take a little break. So we're gonna be right back, and buy a break, stretch a little bit, get some more water and all of that, and see what kind of ghost structure hold.
We did.
So, see you in a little bit.
Bye.
And we are back.
So anyway, that's why raccoons are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
Little
You
furry
should have a
assholes.
poll. You should have a poll placed in chat like our raccoon POS.
Anybody who says no is wrong. Ban. No, never. I would never fake ban
No,
somebody.
no.
That ain't me. But still, raccoons are assholes. Anyway, so I have my
Yeah.
gun pointed at Rowan now.
Yeah, you have your gun pointed at Rowan. As behind Rowan right now, just for almost a moment, you're able to see it there, and then it fades like almost into Rowan.
Into Rowan. Rowan, stop what
Wait.
you're doing. Rowan, stop.
I-
Stop. 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 Did anybody else see that?
I would have saw it, right? Because I'm right next to him.
I'm wandering around the room. I probably.
Yeah.
I'm literally
Give me
right,
a perception
right? He's
seeing Nami.
Okay. So I have on Ramadan. Another 16. Well, 16 seems to be my number today. Yeah, and 3 stub points generated, I guess.
Okay.
But nothing to do with it.
All right. So, you catch it probably in the corner of your eye, just a glimpse of that strange spectral blue shape that appeared behind Rowan and just more or less almost phased into him as it disappeared.
Rowan, you feeling okay, buddy?
I don't know. Do I feel okay? As far as I can tell.
As far as I can tell, you feel fine.
I'm gonna need you to back up a couple of feet for a second. So something popped up behind you. It was blue-ish and kind of clear, weird looking, and it like moved forward into the space where you were standing and disappeared.
And as you're talking and mentioning that, you do see some more here and there appearing, as if.
I start pointing them out immediately.
Yeah, now that it's mentioned and you're looking around, you're able to see them, just fading in and out, almost humanoid-like in shape.
Hello?
And if you say hello, you don't get any response.
Do you all drink beer?
I don't know that I like this, y'all. Y'all see this, right? This is not just me.
Yes, but there's no need to think it's threatening so far. They're just aberrations. Hello. Can you all talk? Do you all understand what we're saying?
Give me the communication, just a real communication test.
Fascinating.
They seem to be going.
Do you want me to roll
routine.
it too? Because I was trying to talk to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Those are trying to communicate with a strange shit.
I got
as
real
they hear.
high communication because of my background, so.
I too.
Ooh, okay.
Thing that I am best at.
3, 6 is 9, and 4 is 13, and 3 is 16. And there's a 4 on the drama dice, but there's no stone points.
Okay.
So that's a 16.
Okay.
If it's considered bargaining, then it's a 18, but it's a 16.
It would not
just
be bargaining in
communication.
this case. It's just, I would just, unless you.
17 for Ash. With, 1
Pretty
stunt
close.
point generated.
Tobias was 18.
All right.
With the 4 on the drama die. 2 6s and a 4.
All right. So as you're there communicating with those strange entities, essentially fading in and out, as they're almost going through routine, you could swear that for moments here and there, some of them stop and almost turn towards some of you before fading out, like little lights just going on and off.
Do you think they understand us? Or they just they see us?
They're trying to understand how we communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And
Presuming we may not be like what they've seen before, so
This is the most amazing thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Is it
that's one thing we might actually agree on.
is it possible to take an image of like recording one of these apparitions just
yeah,
from our communication
your
device?
communicator have essentially a camera and their microphone and all of that. It's your smartphone time 9,000, except it's more or less made of almost glass-like material.
I mean, that's where they're going anyway.
Yeah.
Could I use sway the crowd to kind of make them friendly for my stat points?
I will use that.
Okay.
How many stuff point does it use?
Well, it uses 2. I had 4 generated from them.
All right. It will have an effect on them.
Okay.
As you're trying to communicate with them and they're approaching, you need to fade in and out. Some of them almost materialize a bit more. Very featureless. Very just shapes of bluish floating lights. Almost, no. The ship, Gerald, you guess, roughly humanoid, at least.
Are
And
they
they're
about
very,
our size,
very,
bigger, smaller?
various size. Some a bit bigger, some a bit smaller.
Do you think this is like some sort of memory?
And one of them really stopped in front
If
of
it's a
each.
memory, they certainly see. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
There's a few that stop directly in front of you, all of you, and just don't move.
I don't think there's no memory.
Nami's going to take out essentially some whiskey from their back pocket and hold it out to one of the individuals for a drink. This is how we normally say hello where we're from, if you like to drink.
So,
Nami's probably the first to get a romantic partner with an alien race. So
this ain't Mass Effect, mate.
Hey, which one I have to choose?
Blue
for the
skin.
renegade?
I just heard
Yeah,
the R to Sony. Let's go.
Yeah. Like, what do I have to choose for
Well,
renegade or
it's-
pantheon wreck?
It's blue, but it's not very physical per se.
How far in front of us did they stop? Like each of us?
Maybe like a 4.5. They're right.
A
in
foot and a
front of
half?
you. Yeah.
I'm gonna like slowly reach my hand out and see if they do anything. I don't want to touch it. Just reach my hand out a little bit and see what they do. Like very slow, non-threatening, open palm. I've put my rifle down. I mean, I can just pick it up real fast, but
Mm-hmm. Okay. I know one is presenting booze. One is presenting their hand. The rest of you, what are you doing? Just
The ones that aren't in front of us, I want to see if they're watch them and see if they're interacting with anything. The equipment, the panel, the walls.
they seem to mimic like they're interacting with the panel that's in front of you, but you don't see any actual change per se. At least not immediately.
I would say Ash is basically stalking them now at this point, like just watching their every move, following them around. As long as they don't stop him or get in his way, he's like that boss over your shoulder looking at what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But it's just more like fascinated interest than
All right.
micromanagement.
So,
Micromanagement.
Nami and D, as you're more or less trying to interact with those figures, or whatever they are, they approach you suddenly quite rapidly, and you blink and you don't really see them anymore. That's because they just went by you, through you. I need you both
Oh shit.
to give me. I'm just trying to make sure that this would be. This is gonna be an interesting test here. Just a general willpower.
Okay. Willpower is not great.
I was not expecting it to be great.
It's not bad, it's just not great.
That's actually pretty good.
10.
14.
14.
No stunt points and a 2 on the drama die.
Alright.
Oh, actually, yeah, that would be a stuff point. It would be 5 stuff points.
Okay. It's not something that would be fully applicable here, but may just like impact like for the turn wise. So as you both try to interact with those, in your mind, for a moment you blink, you see the room, you blink again, you're floating in space. You see a star. You see many stars around, but you see one big star like you would see the sun. And possibly as your mind is rushing through this void, a very celestial body just and light, very bright light. You turn around and you are able to see the ring that you went through, and a bright light coming from the ring, from within the ring. It blinds you completely. Give me both just a general constitution test. Because this will suck, I'm sorry.
9.
Is 13. 16.
16.
Mhm.
Ash and Rowan. From your perspective, you've seen those blue spectral figure essentially just walk through Dee and Nami. And you see them just then fall on the ground. Unmoving.
I'm gonna rush over to the captain.
I'm backing away from this one that I was looking over their shoulder. I don't want to be anywhere near them now.
Alright. Give me a medicine test, Rowan. Intelligence medicine.
That is 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15 with a 6 on the drama die.
Alright.
Ooh.
For intended purposes right now, both Rowan and Nami are currently unconscious. Looking around, you don't see any physical injuries or anything that would be odd about their physiology. it would look almost like she passed out from exhaustion. Like, very, very exhausted. But moments ago, she was just fine.
Do the old tap on the cheek, like, hey, hello, Cap, can you hear me? Captain.
It would take him like a good solid 15 minutes before Nami wakes up. You roll a bit higher on your con. And at first your vision is blurry. You are completely disoriented. But you're in that room, and you don't see, and none of you see that like those blue figure anymore. And maybe like another 10 minutes, unless you want to do something while you wake up, Nami.
Yeah, I was like, so that seems like it went straight from alcohol to a hangover. But I think that was meant to be a message.
Yeah. D's still on the ground.
Oh, they would turn towards where D was and kind of like make their way across, kind of like rubbing their eyes. And when they see D on the ground, they kind of assume that they're getting a message as well. So they'll look towards Rowan and Ash and say, "Oh, she's fine. If it is what happened to me, she's getting a vision, like somebody
What
that
happened to you?
I saw. Looks like the ring is not all it's meant to be. I saw a white light come from the ring, and then I was completely blinded, and that was the last thing I saw. I was seeing stars, a couple other things. I'm presuming these individuals, either the same thing happened to them, perhaps, or they're warning us. They're not unfriendly, I think. What it sounds like to me is they're trying to give us a heads up about the rank. But yeah, Cap should be fine. Yes, like I said, it just feels like a hangover.
Good heads up or bad heads up? I'm just trying to better understand what's happening here.
Probably a bad heads up because it's like danger is coming from the ring. That white light looks like it evaporated the entire ring from what I could see before I went completely blind. So that ring is in trouble in one way, shape, or form. I'm not sure what caused it, but there's something off about the ring.
D, while you are still unconscious, feeling that general sensation that just washed over you, bringing you that weird space. After that light, you are strangely able. You're not sure exactly how you can to explain it. You see yourself physically there, in this void, in this ring space.
Like an out of body experience.
Yeah. It's like every particle in your body, you're able to feel them. It's super weird. Like you're able to almost see and understand this. See and feel the space between atoms for a moment. And for what for you was like a brief second, a flash, for those around you was probably another 15-20 minutes more. Eventually you do blink, and it sucks. You wake up. You feel extremely dizzy, disoriented, as if you were on your ship and did the worst barrel roll without being strapped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! I
None
feel
of
like
the
I'm gonna
physical,
puke.
pain from tumbling around, but
Oh, you got a worse hangover.
yeah,
Oh,
like your stomachs feel pretty close to the teeth.
You want me to hold your hair?
no. Oh god, this is worse than the hangover after. Never mind.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Ow. My brain hurts. I think we're in really, really bad danger, and I think we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And I don't think it was them though. They didn't know it would happen. This would happen to us, but yeah, I do
Why does it
think
feel like the star that we're rotating fucking exploded?
it did. Well, in our vision anyway. Oh, you saw it too.
You went down too? What? You saw it too?
Yeah, there was an explosion from the ring, like a white light just came out.
Did it come from the ring or did it come from the star?
I thought it came from the ring. Where did it come from? Recap, did it come from the ring or did it come from the star?
It seems to be something that went through the ring.
Went through the ring. That came from the star.
I think
Oh.
that, I think the star's about to go supernova or something. Either that or we saw what happened. Maybe the star exploded and then when it shrank back and it started to cool off, that's when the planets formed. I don't know. Either way, I think we're in really big trouble. This does not feel right.
What do we know about this planet? Does it have any type of solar flare activity?
I don't think anybody knows. We're the first handful of people to ever be here, as far as I know.
Mhm.
Besides whoever was here and built this.
That's what it feels like. This was a warning from.
Right? It feels like a warning. It feels like we're in danger, right?
Mhm.
It feels like we need to go.
But I don't blame them. I think they
No,
were trying to
I
help.
just think I think it was a warning to run.
Ash, safe to say, I enjoy a great exploration. I do not wish to be evaporated to bits by a star explosion.
Oh my god, y'all! It felt like I
I
could.
too am not interested in that. If y'all are seeing star explosions, I am okay.
I swear to God, I could hear, smell, and taste sound for about 3 seconds. Oh,
How delicious was it?
I don't know. I'm just. Oh.
It was definitely an outer body experience. Much more than
Yeah.
weed, that's for sure. It puts Mary Jane to shame. So
It puts a lot of things to shame. I think we need to go.
LSD?
Yeah, that's basically it. Right into that.
Yeah.
You ever had that really good Molly? Like, yeah.
I like how Dia and Nami just both look at each other from that description. Like, perfect. That's a great analogy. Mm-hmm.
That was literally like taking 3 or 4 ecstasy pills at one time and like being able to see everything through space and time for like a week. Okay, yeah, no. We need to go.
Mm-hmm. And get everyone out of here as well. Okay. And kind of like rub their forehead. Everyone remember how to get back, right?
I think so. I try to stand up for a second. I get all woozy and fall back down.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
okay.
it would.
I might need a minute.
I'm fine with that. We can wait a bit. Is everyone okay with waiting a few minutes, or Cap, do you want me to carry you?
No, I don't want you to exhaust yourself. Just give me a minute to get reoriented because, ooh, boy.
Okay.
Do we want? Are we just waiting to just dart back through where
Yeah,
we came? Do I need to start getting the rope ready? Or are we
Yeah, I
just gonna
think we
go
need to
for it?
start prepping to go back, and then
Mhm.
we need to get to Ash's crew, and we need to get their captain, and we need to go get ready for Ghost to land and get us. They're gonna be here in not even half a day.
Mhm. Do you, Ash? Do you happen to have any other teams around this solar system by chance, or is this the only one?
I would imagine this be the only one.
Okay.
In this system, yes.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure because with the explosion that we saw, who knows
No, it
what
was
else might be
literally
in
like the
danger.
sun exploded.
Mm-hmm.
It's basic science. They tell you as stories as kids is going to happen someday on Sol. Like it's just going to blow and it's going to take half of the solar system with it. And the next thing you know, Neptune's going to be habitable.
What's going to happen to these individuals? They going
I-
to survive the explosion?
I think they're ghosts.
Didn't seem exactly whole.
They seem like echoes of what happened here previously, maybe. I don't know. I don't like this at all, though. I don't trust it.
I just wish, since they gave us this warning, there was something we could do for them.
I think that us leaving is probably what they want.
All right. Well, yeah. Hmm?
Never mind. My tongue a little bit.
All right. Well, and if that's all we could do. If anyone else could think of some ways we could help them, since they helped us with this warning, I'm all ears.
I don't think they need
They-
help. I think
They might not even require our help. I mean, these could be extra dimensional creatures. They could be some type of 3-dimensional recording. They could
That's what I think.
be
I think it's an echo of some sort.
sentient
warning
computer system. There's literally no way to tell.
I think we turned on a warning system, and I
Okay.
think we need to get out of here.
Well, let's as soon as you're able to walk, yeah, like we can.
How long does it take before I'm able to get up and move without being
Oh,
so woozy that I'm
like,
gonna fall off of
After
this
like
damn
this
walkway?
conversation, you feel like you could probably move. Like you're not
Mhm.
like full top shape.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
you're-
gonna be real sketchy
you've-
walking
you've-
across
you went
that
through some
catwalk.
shit.
Just don't let me fall, y'all. So
Help the cap up and start moving towards.
Perfect. What's the order on which you're attempting to traverse the catwalk?
probably the same order. I mean, my instinct would be to protect the crew, so I
Alright,
would want to be behind
so-
everybody.
Nami,
Ash is gonna watch your back this time, actually.
Okay. This time she won't argue it.
alright.
And the whole time
Took
at
me
the,
this far, and now I gotta watch your back this time. All right?
at this point, she's got her comm open and she's just retelling every little thing that she saw, every single detail. She's just going over it so that there's a recording of it and so that everybody else can hear.
I have my
what we
drone as
saw.
well.
There's gonna be a log.
Yeah. I'm logging literally everything we saw. I'm going to ask how long I was out and get everybody to give me their approximation, that whole thing.
Perfect. Smart move. So, as you're
And I'm sharing the file with everybody just in case.
you just put it on cloud, it's all good. Google Drive still exists, right?
Probably. It's going to be like the one thing that
Go
still
on
exists
Google.
300 years from now.
Yeah. So as you go exit the room, you are faced once again with this very vast room with this very, very long, slick catwalk. You don't even need to have your lights on anymore. It's brighter in here.
Seem like so we turn the lights on a little bit.
And the top of the top of the structure is this very bright light, all with a bit of faint blue hue, which makes you feel a bit sick in your stomach, in a way.
It's like the worst lighting.
Yeah, why would they do this after
you-
a trip? I don't understand.
I'm assuming that, especially somebody like Rowan, you would have something to detect any type of change in atmosphere, any
Mhm.
dangerous material out there, toxin, radiation, and things like that out there, right?
Yeah, the same thing we used to
Yeah.
test the portal to see if there was a breathable atmosphere on the other side.
I mean, the atmosphere here is still very breathable. That's the good news.
I got my respirator on anyway.
Yeah. One thing that you do notice is, well, you've probably seen that happen, and you would know where out to detect that. Being on ship with Epstein Drive is radiation. There's a bit more radiation in this room than there was previously. And you feel a tremor as you're something's shifting. Something's moving. I need all of you to give me just a general acrobatic test.
Oh no. Acrobatics is dexterity.
Correct.
Well, that's not bad. 10, 13, 14 with a 3 on the drama die, but no doubles or anything, so no stun points.
Okay.
10.
11.
The drama die.
10,
Mm-hmm.
11,
15.
13.
it
No,
may be
14.
the bit of distraction from noticing the radiation spike. Rowan, you slip. You don't fall off the ledge, thankfully.
I grab the second I see him starting to slip, I grab him.
The same.
But it was a very close call. Like the minimum
Hey,
was
hey,
dead.
hey.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Okay.
It's alright.
And
These
now you
things
can
happen.
actually see the end of that. It's fucking far.
Scientific measure.
There ain't nothing more scientific than fucking far.
So, you are now in this room with at least 100-meter long catwalk on a slick surface. With what at the time is one tremor, and rapidly filling with radiation. What's the plan?
We gotta move, y'all, like
Mhm.
fast as we can. Just be careful. Quick step.
Yep.
So how fast
Nami
do you want to go?
smirks it.
Because depending on how fast you're going, it will change the type of test that you will have to do.
Give me a scale.
Are you gonna go for full sprint,
No.
which will
Nami
require
is.
higher?
I want to go
Dexterity check.
fast but cautious. So like if one is crawling along at like as slow as possible and being as careful as possible, and 10 is a full-on sprint, not giving a shit, just go as fast as you can. I want to be at like a 7,
Okay,
where I'm being cautious and trying to watch where I'm going, but trying to move as quickly as possible while
Okay.
keeping aware of my surroundings.
perfect. So in this case, as you're going still fast enough, I'll just need from all of you just a general constitution. It is I would say constitution tolerance.
$14 with a 5 on the drama die, no doubles.
13 for me.
If my dogs were not in the living room, all 3 of these dice would be in the living room.
Okay.
I got a
Oh.
6.
I rolled
generated 2 stop
3
points.
ones.
All right. So there's no actual section for me to mark this, really. So
I rolled
make
3 ones and I have a +1 on my constitution. I literally rolled as low as I can roll.
so just make a note somewhere on your character sheet. Ash, Andy, just make a mark somewhere, just a note that we will refer to at a later time.
I'm just gonna write down in my notebook, note. Rolled shit.
Consequences later.
Find
Uh,
out shortly.
yeah, you do feel like really shitty. You start sweating a lot.
No.
Oh no.
No.
But yeah, you make it on the other side of the catwalk, which is a good thing. It is a good thing because there's another tremor.
All right. So I guess we keep heading our way towards the entranceway, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you remember, it was about like give or take 30 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fungal mass, per se, foam, is having this, what I can only describe as weird psychedelic, like, wipe of color and light that just go over here and there on occasion as you travel. It's reacting to whatever is happening here. Are you still maintaining a fast pace?
Oh yeah.
Now that I'm off the thingamabobber.
Yeah, once we're off of that, if I have the strength to do it, because I'm probably basically goo at this point, as long as I'm not puking, I'm moving as fast as I can go.
Yep.
As soon as we're in a place where we can like
Hell,
move
if
and
I'm
we don't have to worry
puking, I'm
about
moving
falling.
as fast as I go. Keep it moving.
It's fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
All right.
If Nami notices the captain struggling, they're going to offer them their shoulders for a piggyback ride. Cause
yeah.
Nami.
We'll see how bad I start struggling.
Yeah.
This is gonna be real bad.
Yeah. That's why Nami's a bit
I'm
nervous.
literally not lying. That's the note that I wrote.
Look.
Up around and find out.
We're all gonna know what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
As you're rushing through, both Dee and Ash started feeling a bit sicker. Not enough that you will just straight out like just stop there. But it might become an hindrance in the near future. Making your way
Yes.
towards the... I'm assuming you're following the exact same path.
Mm-hmm.
Best we can.
You come across that same circular, oily void.
That's how we got in here. That's probably how we get out.
All right, where's the rope?
I don't even go for the rope. I just walk in.
Oh,
I'm fast on the captain's heels.
Nami's going to make sure Ash walks through first and then follows behind.
All right.
Because Nami still feels pretty good. Besides the hangover.
I mean, yeah. Ash is gonna look at the captain, chuckle a little bit to himself, go ahead and jump in.
Right, and Nami leaps it too.
So, going back into the void, you once again have that weird weightless sensation. It's just not as pleasant this time around. You feel like you're rushing even faster. And for what seems to have been ages, you do come to what it would be, well, no, I would not say the surface, because you're not yet on the surface. But back into your original landing spot.
All right.
And I need another just quick constitution test. Because some of you might get sick right now.
Time.
12 with 3 stunt points with a 3 on the drama die.
Alright.
Nope,
And
still
I would
not-
just
not
add
much.
those into the. If I could just add the stunt points to the roll, I would gladly do that and take the 15.
I just want to say that this is my third time rolling double ones so far tonight.
Do you need new dice?
I got a 5 on the stunt die or the desperation die, whatever.
Call it whatever you want to call.
Of 8. 8 is
Okay.
my total.
I got 15 double
13.
threes and a 3 on the stunt die.
Alright.
So 3 stunt points.
No doubles for me. 5, 3, and a 2.
Yeah, I had a 5, 3, a 3, and
Alright.
then I have a +1 to my con. So
Alright. Most of you did pretty decent. Like, Rowan and Nami, you did pretty good. You're feeling woozy. Like you almost fall, but you're able to catch yourself. Ash, you fall on all four. You just, no, I mean, buddy. I'm sorry, you're sick, and it's not just bile.
Did he
Yep.
trap himself?
Radiation poisoning is no joke.
it's not.
Hmm.
All right, well, we're gonna have to carry that one. Come on, help. And I'll like
All right.
start trying to pick him up.
Well, real quick, we all had med stuff. Was there any anti-radiation meds in our med packs? Something I can grab real quick.
You would probably have. There are some things that would slow down the process. It is not a permanent solution,
Mm-hmm.
No, we got.
but a band-aid is
Stopgap
better than
until
fuck
we-
all. So
Yeah, stopgap till we can get to a med bay.
the equivalent of a stim pack for in the meantime.
Yeah, I'll take one. I mean, Ash first. I'll take one, and then we gotta get back on the ship.
I got you. Don't worry, I'll take care of Ash. Yeah, just focus on
Alright.
yourself. And yeah, they'll try to.
Is
Is Ash
Milan
able to-
there?
Milan is out. It's gone.
Makes it.
Milan probably felt the tremor and fucked off.
Wouldn't
Is
blame
that
him.
Art?
Yeah, is Ash able to move or is Ash not able to move?
Ash would be able to move. It would be endured.
Yeah.
Okay.
but it will be able to move.
All right, come on, Ash. You could do this.
And,
You
like-
wanted to explore, right?
I
It
got
doesn't
it.
hit you
I
all
got
as
it.
much as it did Ash, but you still, all of you started like feeling a bit woozy a little bit here and there because you were still exposed to it. Just were able to endure it a bit better at the time. Don't just, don't go like too close to radiation. That's what I'm saying, kids.
Mhm.
Everything's fine. Well, Ash Phoenix is good to go. Don't worry.
Your lung says otherwise, but I trust you for now. Let's go. And they're going to essentially see if we can run to the exit.
Yep. Making your way as quickly as you can towards the exit. The exterior appears to be very, very dark. But you look at the time. You know at the time. It's not supposed to be nighttime. There's just this strong wind and cloud of dust darkening the sky.
I don't like that.
And as you're not sure what's going on and what this tremor reaction may have been, that's where we're gonna leave for next week.
As we all die in.
Yeah.
I told you we weren't gonna die, Panda.
Die
We're
next
getting real
episode.
close.
Look, I have X amount of session planned. I'm not gonna kill you like halfway through.
Horseshoes and hand grenades. We're still alive.
This is true.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna find out how the crew might escape the planet, or whatever this big rock is, next week. So yeah, let's do a quick round table and tell the lovely people who we are and where they can find you on the internet. Let's go to Captain first. Let's go Panda.
Hi, I'm AwkwardishPanda. I've been playing Captain Namita Dillon, or D. You can catch me on my channel, which is at AwkwardishPanda here on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. We're going to be back to crafting this week, like regular old school crafting like I was doing before. Check out my YouTube. There's a lot of new content there. There's going to be more new content coming shortly. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got going on. Catch me Sunday morning over on Dimple's channel where, I have another character that's probably going to die unless I get hot Strahd, and then I'm going to annoy Strahd till he gives us, my friend back. So I've already told Dimples if he gives me hot Strahd, I'm going to run around and call him daddy nonstop until he gives us Kismet back. I'm just going to pester the fuck out of him.
We'll see how that works out.
So what's the worst that could happen? I die, and then you got to deal with Stormy.
See how that works out.
Daddy Strahd.
It's literally it, because hi, Twin Goddess Games, they're great. Their miniatures are amazing. They have a Kickstarter running right now. I am the lead artist on the Kickstarter for paint jobs. Definitely go check that out. I have like top billing for their artists. I don't know how that happened. It's rad. Yeah, they're doing Hot Strahd for October's release for their stuff. They're also doing a Vampire Morticia with a Goblin Gomez and a Goblin Girl Chucky doll.
I need to go
It's
check it
great.
out. I don't-
The
I
Halloween
don't
stuff's
paint
going to be
minis, but I need
buck
to check it out.
wild.
Alright, that's awesome.
Also, there's an NSFW Hot Strahd, just saying.
I mean, that has to be, so it's Strahd. Kira.
Hi, I'm Kira858. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. In terms of projects, we just recently completed Marvel's The New Vanguard. The season finale just happened on Wednesday. Of course, you can be able to find the VOD on YouTube, which is at the Cookout TTRPGs. It had special guest Josephine McAdams. Safe to say there was a lot that took place that episode. Quite a few shocking moments. So yeah, a whole lot of fun there. You can also be able to find me on Big Dude's Reach channel, where we're playing Amaze the Ascension campaign. That is also a lot of fun. In terms of other things going on, we're going to be starting some art streams pretty soon. For those unaware, I should have been
Yay.
marketing this before. I have my own comic book company called Snowstorm Comics, and we're working to figuring our first comic that should be coming out within the next 3 months or so. So we'll be doing some art streams and show some items around there. So thank you. I'm
More
super
art
excited about
on Twitch. Do
Yeah.
the thing.
So keep an eye out on our Twitter at TheKira858 for when the art streams come out, and I'm super excited about it. And that's me.
Wonderful. That's super cool. I can't wait to see those comic work.
Thank you.
And Nix, Marshmallow Man.
Heyo, everybody. I'm Nix. Punkle Nix here on Twitch. Stream 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm an indie artist. You can find me over on Twitter at MC_etching. I just had to switch my Etsy to a Shopify, so that's a big thing. But I'm doing a big run of spooky glassware. If that's your jam, this is the last one of the season. We're doing pumpkins and bats.
It's all great.
Go check out the shop. He makes really cool shit. And Prince.
Hello, everyone. I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice around the internet. That is where you can find me: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, basically all the places at Facebook. Fuck that place. Let's see what I have going on this week. You can find me over on Waffles Maple Syrup tomorrow for Siren's Call. We've been away for a little bit, but we'll be back this week at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a D&D 5e campaign using the Lore of a Thera book by Alchemy RPG, which we also use their tabletop, virtual tabletop as well. I'll also be online at the same time in another place for our Fables finale over on Carrion Conference Studios. It's our last episode of the season or series, depending on how things go. I had so much fun on that. I played a morally gray character. Let's put it like that. But if you like Wolf Among Us from the Fables universe, you'll enjoy this show because we're based in that same sort of timeline area from Telltale Games. Other stuff have going on Saturday, Philly by Night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It's our 5th season. We had Kaiju Kane last week. We're working out the consequences of that this week.
It was so good.
Fuckery happened. And this is what happens when you create a multiverse in your game.
Yeah.
You have to deal with what happened.
How big was Kaiju K? Just curious. Are we talking about like 100, 200, 600 feet tall?
Yeah. So imagine Godzilla.
Okay.
And imagine somebody who could pimp slap Godzilla. That's Kaiju Kane.
All right.
There's a good chunk of Philadelphia in my game that is fucked now, including the University of Pennsylvania. So that's where we are. And then, of course, on Sunday, you can find me over on my channel with a game with Panda. And they're going to Barovia, apparently. That's what the dice ruled, and so that's where we're going.
Correction, we are going to Barovia, the Shadowfell edition, because it had to be even more fucked up.
Because Strahd said, this is not enough place for me.
Yeah.
I made a bargain with somebody to get a little bit more space.
Real
Dimple
estate was
said,
really
those
good in
3
Shadowfell,
pulls from the deck of many, let's have some fun.
Here we are. Barovia fell. So we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully you can get their friend Soul back, because right now she's playing as a fucking teacup. Blood.
She is. She's playing as a haunted teacup that fills itself with blood. That's also a druid.
So-
It's awful and it's amazing at the same time, and it's
You know what?
ridiculous and it's chaos.
It's
Y'all
a good
should
backup
definitely come
character.
through.
You know,
Yeah. So there's more stuff coming. I have other stuff that's coming up. There's going to be a Star Wars game. There's another Scumability game. There's all kinds of stuff. So just keep an eye out for my Twitter. Sorry for the long announcement. But
No, all
It's
your
all
announcements
good.
are great because
That's the-
you're involved in
Yeah,
everything, and
it's
I
so
love
cool.
it for you.
I'm always happy to see my friends do a bunch of cool shit. It makes me so much joy.
Exactly.
Wait, no,
And-
that way.
Yeah, that way. Well, that way for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Also-
Streamers!
Somewhere on the overlay. There you go.
anyway,
I'll fix
Someone
it
else
in
go.
post.
Frank, go.
Yeah, I'm Frank, aka Great Freaky. You can mostly find me here. And if you want to see more of my face, you can just find me watching our VOD on YouTube. Outside of that, I do music under my personal brand called Ravenkill Production. I'm debating right now what is going to be the new personal project I'm going to be working on. I'm debating between 2 things. Who knows? I might do both at the same time and release them at different times. So, because I cannot keep track of one thing at all. But yeah, I'll see y'all next Thursday for more of this and see where this is going. Hey, turn 19. There's a new scene. Technically, it should be up to 20, so I need to make myself a note for that because it's a new scene on the outside. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be the first thing we're gonna do next Thursday. In the meantime, we are gonna go see some friend with a raid. So thank you all for watching, for joining, following, and all that, and thank you for the raid, Pirate. That was
Thank
awesome.
y'all so much.
And
Bye-bye.
Pirate, you're great.
we'll see y'all next Thursday. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.